Happy Sunday to the Winslow family. I'm Lou Angel from AngelicSoundsHolistic.com. Today I have a collection of Akashic files to read through past, present and future, read always in line with the divine plan of the Most High God, with the highest guides and the highest protection. The whole reading won't be for everyone, and there's no particular timestamp on these readings. They function to awaken, educate and enlighten, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Hit like, subscribe, follow and share. I'm in the office. To God be the glory. Let's read. Starting out, we're reading for the rebels. Interesting. Tell me more. Rebel engineers. Interesting. You mean like mechanical engineers? The rebel engineers of the universe. Are you a rebel engineer of the universe? You might just be up against the Death Star. Love it. Okay. The network of rebel engineers. Okay. Enhance unity through the sharing of information. Engender social awareness and empathy. Right. That is the light attribute of the rebel engineers. Oh my gosh, I love that. That's it, the rebel engineers. So yeah, these are people who have awakened into their true mission. Okay. What do you need the rebel engineers to know, Spirit? Shadow guides. I'm going to actually not read it. I'm going to just read it as I see it. Shadow guides. There are shadow guides coming in, right? These guides are not your guides. Send them back. Where are we? At 2 minutes. This is going to be a quick one today. Shadow attributes of visionary. A manipulation of vision. So it's like incorrect. Make sure that your guidance is solid. Make sure that you have called back your grounding. Make sure you have unblocked anything till you get in the correct guidance, right? Because currently there is a false guidance coming into oracles and rebel engineers. That's usually the image for oracle actually, but in this case it's those who are engineering, who are working on the energy of the universe, and who are working with spirit guides to do that, right? Metaphysicians is what's coming into my head. Rebel engineers, metaphysicians. So make sure that the guide that you have isn't knocking you off kilter. You're not dizzy. You don't feel like you're getting pulled into the upside down. Make sure that your energy is absolutely 100% solid while you're working just now. And any blocks in your way, it goes back into like what I was reading yesterday, which is just about actually making sure that before you're engaging in anything, you're actually engaging in self-healing, right? Before you punch out into the world, make sure you've done the self-healing, because there is an issue with people being bound to each other, which they shouldn't be, but it's almost like there's been an enforcement of somebody trying to make souls do things which isn't possible, is not going to end well. I think I'm just going to invest in some nice popcorn and see what happens there, because that is not going to be a winner at all. But we'll see. See what happens. Let's see. Vampires. If we force them, we can deplete them, right? But actually here we've got, make you aware that someone or something is draining your life force, right? So if you start to feel like you're feeling dizzy, or you feel like you're off a little bit, or you're not quite answering the correct you don't feel like the answers you're receiving are correct, you might just have a vampire guide and not the guide that's actually supposed to be with you. It might be answers that someone else wants you to hear. Okay, we'll put that. Pulled one, but let's see what else we've got. Wounded child. Heal your wounds. Heal your wounds. Do that work. Do that work before you do any other work. Make sure you can go over your timeline, applying healing of whatever dimensional energy connected to love and light that you need to do in order for you to be a helpful, useful rebel engineer, you know, because there's no point in being a rebel without a clue. We only have a clue with maturity, and if our child is wounded, we're not going to be able to actually make the best calls when you're doing your metaphysics or whatever it is that you're working on. Cards. Let me see. Shadow attributes of wounded child. Blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds. Resists moving on through forgiveness. It'll hold us in the wrong place, and we can make the wrong calls when we're coming from wounded child. If there's parts of us that are missing, it leaves a crack in the aura for us to be possessed by something really quite dark. Okay. We're 99% of the way through the read. I'm trying to speed these up a little bit because they do go on a little ways. Last one I did was like 50 minutes. Dilettante. Delights in the arts without having to be a professional. Alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits, right? The dilettante, they're good at everything. Like, she's got many hands. She's like a Hindu goddess here. She's got many, many hands, and she's doing many, many things. Okay, what's this about? This is people getting you to hide your light under a bushel. Stop hiding your light under a bushel. Don't let anyone steal your destiny. That's it. Don't let anyone steal your destiny. Do your thing. Do your thing. Be super fabulous. Enlighten everything that you're doing. Make sure you're doing things that you love doing and you actually want to do, right? Make sure you're doing it from a strong, healed place. But equally, do your thing, man, because the world needs you to do your thing in all the amazing ways that you came here to do your thing. What is it? Follow your heart. Sometimes you can't follow your heart. You have to follow your passions because you don't really know what your heart wants. So you have to try lots of different things. Don't let anyone tell you not to do that. I'm getting the vibes of like people who feel like they're not confident enough to do what they want to do. Do what you want to do. Get brilliant at it if you love it. And if you don't, do something else. You know what I mean? But just make sure you're doing exactly what you love and you're doing it from a healed place. Nature child. Child of nature. Okay. This, again, this sort of vampire element, this comes actually from wounded child. Yeah. This is, it says here, tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. When we're not coming from a healed place, we can find ourselves becoming abusive to everyone around us. And that might be the only way that we can get or feel powerful. That's wounded child. And that is nothing else but wounded child. So, whether you're a dilettante, learning how to do it, what it is that you do and loving it, or whether you find yourself in the other position of knowing you're being a bit abusive and knowing you're being a bit mean and a bit unkind, heal your inner child. Heal your inner child. Heal. I'll bang on about it until the end of time. Heal your inner child, because it changes your whole life. Because inside every vampire is a wannabe dilettante who's just been put down and put down and put down and put down until they can't do what they want to do. And then there's this kind of like a huge resentment of other people doing what they want to do. You know, which is not like a horrible judgment. It's just like, doesn't need to be that way, man. It just doesn't. There's room enough for everybody, you know. Even you, even rebel engineers. Okay, 11:21 on the clock. I'm going to call it there. I'm going to say thanks very much. Have a good Sunday. I hope you've had a lovely weekend. Release all your blocks. Let go of anything that does not serve. Call back anything that is truly yours and truly belongs to you. All right, hon. See you later.